Hi everyone, happy Friday. So I really only have like one new in the mail book this week, but I was going through my coloring book collection, which by the way, I always link in, it's a Google Doc. I always link it in my flip throughs, at least I do now. And you can go look at that. It has my entire physical book collection, digital collection still to be done. If I have a flip through, I do provide the link to that there. So if you see a particular book, you're interested in it, and it has a link to it, then obviously you can click that and go find the flip through. You'll see the flip through video for it. I did realize that I never showed the 3 for the price of 2 haul I got from Amazon a few months ago, which included Hanna Karlzon book. And so I was like, plus I'm missing a number of them, but I picked 2 more. So these are basically all of her most recent releases. She does have one that's out that I don't have yet. It was out of stock on Book Depository, and actually I got a note saying it's out of print, which is obviously not right, but it was the next one in the Tales from series after Tales from the Witch's Cottage. Aha! The last one is Tales from the City Amongst the Stars. City Among the Stars. That's her, I think, like latest one. Other than this one, however, like I said, it was out of stock on Book Depository. I tried to get an email notification when it was back in, then it told me it was out of print. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that one, but at some point the Swedish version of that will be available on Book Depository. So what I figured is, besides that book, I would show her newest book, and then the newer releases that she's had as well, just to just to pull from my collection some and add a little bit to the video. As usual, it has been kind of crazy. Now, before we get started, I do want to note that the fundraiser that I have for this month is still going on. I am fundraising for a local lady that rescues neonatal or newborn kittens. A lot of times they don't have their mother for one reason or another, and they have to be kept warm and cared for and fed around the clock. And I'm trying to fundraise for a brooder or an incubator for her. The kittens, when they're that young, have a hard time regulating their body temperature. An incubator helps give them more consistent heat that you can easily adjust up and down, and it just helps their survival rates. As of right now, my plan is to do a live stream, I believe the Memorial Day weekend here in the US, so it would be the 28th. Hopefully I have that right on my video, but the links to donate to that, there's 2 different ways you can, are going to be in the description. The link to the kickoff videos there too, if you want to look at watch that as well to get more information. And like I said, as of right now, the official live stream fundraiser should be Saturday the 28th. I do have stretch goal book giveaways for every $100. You can go see those in the video as well. And barring anything crazy happening, that's the plan. It's been, I tell y'all, May every year is like this. Every year. Even though we don't do big things for our birthdays and our anniversary, it just seems like May is always just an insanely busy month. And this month is no exception. So, knock on wood, everything should go according to plan. But anyway, did want to mention that. So let's get started with the books. Alright, sorry. Let's get started. Alright, so I believe this is her latest book. This is a little unique because it's really aimed to younger a younger group. I don't want to use the phrase because I don't want to get this flagged, because honestly, this book is so adorable. I think it's for all ages, but it is kind of marketed towards the younger crowd. It is a little different than her other books, as you can see, but the art is still very, very cool. The paper looks very similar to some of her other books, but this one on Book Depository was maybe half of what her normal books run for me. So I think that's pretty neat. If her books, unless they're on sale, if her books can seem out of reach price-wise, then this might be a good option as well. This is it's in Swedish, but the translation is Party, and it is a softbound cover. Again, a little bit unusual. Probably a glue bound book. Neat kind of matte cover on it. Now, compared to her Grains of Gold books, her bigger, just full-size hardback books, this is what it is comparison in size, so a little bit smaller. And then her Tales From series, the comparison would be like this, so just a little bit wider but not as tall. So it is a little bit smaller book height and width wise. It is double-sided. I have a mix of her books in Swedish and in, I think Swedish is right. Am I saying that right? Please tell me. Yeah, it's Swedish. Okay. Mix of her books in Swedish and English. At first, I just bought the English translations of her books. There's a nameplate page. So this is a very, very cute little book. It has obviously a lot of party-related things in it. Real fun book. It is double-sided again. I love the little presents and of course the cat. I love he's got the little balloons on his tail like that. That mouse looks a little rumpled, like that mouse got into some special mice food. He looks a little rough there. Poor little buddy. Again, I am not 100% sure on the paper quality, how it is different from her other books. To me, it feels very similar, but this is terrible to say, I haven't colored in any of my Hanna Karlzon books. I want to change that this month. I really do. Every month I want to change that. Just very intimidating, very, very nervous. But that would be a great picture since it's my birthday month. That right there would be a great picture to do, honestly. So like I said, very, very cute book. Lots of party animals, if you will. I like the little mice there. Very intimidated by her books. That is definitely one reason why I haven't colored in them yet. Again, not that I don't want to, I just have a real hard time getting myself to do it. Feeling like I have to do backgrounds on everything, and I really don't. I can always just do the picture and then come back later. I do like, so far as I can tell, all the images, they're not going into the binding, which I really like. Nothing stresses me out more than having to color a page where the art's going into the binding. Oh, he's helping his little friend get a drink there. Isn't that nice? Those are some 80s level earrings right there. 90s levels, and I'm here for it. I love it. So it doesn't have quite as many images, I think, as her other books. I'll have to look to be 100% sure, but overall, I think it's still a cute book, and because I'm big on collecting her books as much as I am one of these days actually coloring in them, I definitely wanted to add that one to the collection. Alright, so back February, January, I think, there was an Amazon 3 for the price of 2 sale. Sorry, had to take a drink. Need some caffeine. I had told myself I wasn't going to get this book, and then I saw a flip through where somebody showed the 11 new drawings, because this is a mostly collection of her art from her previous books. There are 11 new drawings in it, and I thought, okay, well, I don't need that one. That'll be fine until I saw the 11 new drawings, and then I was like, okay, I'm getting this book. Plus, now I can, I should color an image in this book. That way, if something goes wrong, at least I know it's in one of my other books. I think I have just about all her books. I don't have them all. One of these days I hope to, but there were a few that I could have, I don't know. Some of her earlier books I'm not 100% on. At some point I would like to get them. Now, we've already talked about the size of the book from the perspective of her other books. From a standard Amazon book, they're roughly not quite as tall, but just about as wide. They are hardback. Now, she has, her earlier books were in this style, and then her Tales From series is in a slightly smaller book, so her books come in a variety of sizes. Now, the party book is, by the way, white paper, and this was cream colored paper. Now, I don't know if it is different in the Swedish version. This is, of course, the English version of the book. I don't know if it's different in that, but in the English version it is a cream colored paper. So all the 11 new drawings are in the front. I am loving these. I'm not big on faces or people either, but these actually really jump out to me. This right here was what did it. Y'all know how much I love space, and this was so just cool looking. I couldn't resist. I saw this and instantly was like, all right, I'm just really, all these pictures are great, but for just that one double page spread. Now, this one does go into the binding on some of the double page spreads, so just be aware. I also, of course, love these pictures. All the unique pictures are really awesome, to be honest. And I think we're getting into the ones from her other books. So these are from some of her other books that are in similar size, like Daydreams, Spirit Animals, Jewelry Box, and Seasons are the other ones I have. And then there's a couple others, I think. So y'all know I love the kiddies. I think at first I was hesitant on her books because I don't particularly like coloring people all that much unless they're more like fantasy type people and skin tones. And like I said, a lot of this too is I'm just flat out intimidated. So I mean, theoretically, since I have these images, I could, in the books that have these images, if there's one like, if it's set up in a certain way, I guess I could. No, not really. I was going to say I could use marker, but not necessarily depending on how the pages lay out, so. Besides, the idea of doing that level of damage does bother me, so I don't think I'm adequately prepared to do that. And a lot of these really could be considered more fantasy type pictures, so yeah, I don't know why I have to assume it's just standard skin tones. I don't know. Would help if I brought this down. Like, I love this picture, but oh my goodness, that's so detailed. I've seen this one a lot. It's really good Easter go-to picture. And this one as well, of course, for Halloween. She does have quite a few cats in her books, which makes me happy. They seem like they're having a real good time, but let me tell you, if I looked at my Christmas tree and saw a bunch of mice like hanging from the branches, well, first off, I would scold the cats for not doing their job. Oh yeah, knock on wood on that. We got a door stop for the main door on our screen porch, and then we've got to get another one for the other door. And I think so far that seems to have fixed our little visitor problem. I figured that's where they were coming in. That's where I would leave. That's such a cute picture. I love that. I figured that was where they were coming from. Was underneath, squeezing underneath those doors, coming from the fields, the field next door, and then getting in under our fridge. So hopefully that's solved that issue. It is, in fact, my husband's birthday today. He is 41. Yes, he is on Friday the 13th. He said he actually turned 13 on a Friday the 13th, which I thought was even funnier. This picture is so cute. So cute. Oh my gosh. That is like, that's got to be a chinchilla, right? Like, have y'all ever felt chinchillas? Oh my gosh, my aunt years ago had a chinchilla, and he was pretty bitey, but she could take him out a little. You could reach in and just pet his fur. Oh my gosh, his fur was so soft. I was like, this is a hang on. I gotta move stuff because Reap Sheep's getting up here trying to knock stuff off. I was like, it is a rabbit and a squirrel squeezed together, and I am in love. I also love these two pictures as well. I was like, I am in love. And then I found out they make chinchilla fur coats, and it just devastated my world. Let me tell you, I was so distraught. To this day, I still am. I still don't like it. I mean, I don't like any fur coats, but told y'all I've always been a bit of a softie when it comes to animals. Isn't that right, Reap Sheep? Ow, ow. Ow, ow. Ow. You want to say hi? Say hi? Peep. Okay, y'all might have heard him. Ooh, his nose is runny. Ooh, his ears are not, he's not having a good day with his ears either. He has fluid drainage in his ears, and unlike a kid, they can't, put tubes in the ears of cats, so we're just having to manage it as best we can. He's very playful, very happy. I mean, he's not having any quality of life issues. I think it's just really annoying. We have to use an ear wash on him 2 or 3 times a week, and then get in and clean his ears some, and he hates that. Oh, he hates it. Hates it. But it's gotta be done. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wish I knew what he was telling me. Alright, so like I said, more recently, Hanna Karlzon has been putting out a series. It's like Tales from series, as I called it, and these are a little bit, they're also hardback books, but they're a little bit smaller. So, as you can see, and there are currently 3 that you can get. There's Tales from the Midnight Masquerade, Tales from the Forest Kingdom, Tales from the Witch's Cottage. The English version is going to be published this year. I think you can pre-order it on Amazon, but the Swedish version is available on Book Depository. I did show that one in a previous flip. If you look in my coloring book collection, you'll see the link to it. So I'm going to share Midnight Masquerade and Forest Kingdom with you today. So, gold, silver, embossing. Magical Dawn's one of the ones I don't have. Magical Dawn and Summer Nights. I probably should add those to my list. Eventually I will get them. I just don't have them yet. I know, buddy. Let mommy finish. Oh, okay. He's just gonna settle down next to me. So, yep. Today is my husband's birthday. Tomorrow, the 16th, which is Monday, is our anniversary. 7-year wedding anniversary. And then next Friday will be my 41st birthday. So, and then the Monday after that's my dad's birthday. So, definitely a lot going on during the months. I love this picture. I think the thing that holds me up the most on this one is I don't know what I want to do with the background. I think if I could just figure it out what I want to do with the background, all the rest of it would fall into place. I like that this one kind of tells a story. Like I guess they've been invited to this party. They're not just crashing, just traveling along and like, oh, look at this strange place. Let's stop and visit, and oh my word, what are these people doing? Hopefully this isn't an eyes wide shut kind of party. If you don't know what I'm talking about, good. Don't go look it up. Sorry. For those of you that do know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. Oh, I know. I'm terrible. I just the worst. Look at the flower on his head. Oh my gosh, that is incredible. So many things. The tambourine, the mushroom hat, the little vest and pants, and the bell on his tail. So many things about that little cat in that picture. It just make me so happy. I know. I'm sorry, guys. That's all I can say. This seems to be a lot tamer kind of parties. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. So are these costumes, or maybe perhaps these are different kingdoms and like different royalty that are showing up to the party? So like here's maybe a queen and these are her guard that show up with her. I like that idea. Oh, we've also got the forest people showing up. So she looks a little angry, so hopefully they didn't do anything to piss her off. If you like I think if you like the party picture aspect of this book, you'll probably like the party book that came out. Though you don't get these level of pictures, you get more of the like cakes and cookies and so yeah, I like to think these are all different royalty and fantasy characters and people from the woods and wizards and witches and all kinds of fun people get to invited to this one. So did the mice prepare the meal? I hope they wash their hands. I'm sure they're very clean mice. Very careful. Oh, we got a General Crow there. Or I don't know what his official designation is, but these are definitely out of my comfort zone type pictures because this is just not typically what's funny about I mean it's fantasy. I love the pictures. I just like I said, I think I'm just scared of these pictures. But see, I was scared of Kirby's pictures for a long time too. And then once I kind of broke into it and started doing more of his pictures, it got easier. And so I think that's what's going to have to happen with her books. Some days I wish I had a wind up mechanism because if it gave me more energy, I think I'd be okay with it. Though I'd never be able to sleep on my back, the thing would have to be able to be detachable. Look, I'm down for anything that gives me more energy at this point. Some more forest people. A little bit of an unsettling looking rabbit there. I don't know. Something. Oh, I know what it is. It's a rabbit with a human arm. I think that's what's throwing me right there. I'm sure if you like held a rabbit up like that, that's probably like they would actually belong like that. Ooh. Vampire lady and her vampire cat. Or just toothy cat. Oh no. Don't spill the drinks. This totally looks like my kind of party. Like, I could totally be down with this kind of party. making up stories about all these people. And this woman over here has got a whole freaking boat on her head. Like, that's, yeah. But see, you got the ones all in the real fancy dress, but then you got some that look like they're going pretty casual. Just a few little flowers or pom-poms on the dress and or on their pants, and they're good to go. Well, that was a wild ride from start to finish. Alright. So then we have Tales from the Forest Kingdom. And like I said, after this is Tales from the Witch's Cottage, but since I've already flipped through that one and a previous one, I'm not going to do that today. However, if you go in the Google Doc and look for that book, you'll see the link to that flip through if you do want to see it. Most of my flip throughs are, there are other books, but I always put in jumps and chapters in. So like today, if there's only certain books you want to see, you can always go in the description and look. And if there's only specific books you want to look at, I put in jump tags, timestamps, so you can do so. So Tales from the Forest Kingdom is also a little bit shorter book, similar to the Midnight Masquerade. And there's a bird outside very upset about something. I had them yelling at me about food today, actually. I was out on the porch, and the little ones, the finches, all burned through, here's your nameplate page, all burned through the finch food really fast. I try to keep the blackbirds out of it. I bought a bird feeder that has a little weighted perch that's supposed to slam shut if something heavy sits on it. Apparently the blackbirds aren't heavy enough, and I've tried all the settings. They're not heavy enough, so they get to eat all the finch food too. Anyway, they'll eat these sunflower seeds, the black oil sunflower seeds. They don't particularly like them as much, but they'll eat them. And I guess one of them or multiples were mad at me today because the finch food was out of this particular feeder in one of the trees, and they were just sitting there in the tree just yelling at me. It was very bizarre. I finally got tired of it, and I said, fine, I'll go get you some food. And I went and refilled the side that had the finch food in it. I'm telling you, like 5 or 6 of them little suckers flew out of that tree. They were waiting. And I threw some in the other feeder. It's up front as well because that had been mostly gone through. Oh gosh, this would be such a cool page. And while I was out there, I went ahead and watered all our flowers and stuff. I guess I should do a video clip or something where we planted all the flowers. I do have probably a color and chat on Sunday coming up, which I'll fill you guys in on the past few weeks, and that'll be in there. But my husband took the day off. He went to Lowe's to get some stuff to get some projects done around the house, and so usually he's doing the watering. I probably shouldn't have because I have tendonitis, a tendonitis flare up in my hand, but I went ahead and watered them just so it was one less thing we had to do today. I don't know how I feel about the bug pictures. I definitely going to have to challenge myself and do one, but I don't particularly like the idea of them. I don't like bugs. I do like she has some males in her books, but I wish she would draw more male characters. But that's a thing I wish I'd see more across the board. Christine Karen does a really good job with that, with her people that she draws. So like I have a color scheme in mind for a person in one of these books. The thing is, I gotta come up with everything else I want to do, and if it's a double page spread, like what do I want to do opposite of that? I was thinking of the Spirit Animals book, but I really like this dude too. This little fox dude. This would be a good one for this month. Maybe Mr. Snake. King Snake, excuse me. Let's be very clear here. Do not want to upset him. What I really need to do is try some watercolor in a background. And if I don't like it, just make sure it's a background I would want to paint black if it didn't work out. And that way, if it blows up my face, then I still have an option. Oh, I like him with his little mushroom wolf. Oh, isn't he nice? Or she, or whoever. I feel like this mushroom problem with everybody having mushrooms on them might, somebody might want to get that looked at. I'm thinking one thing I am gonna, I think, splurge on for my birthday is, I think Sarah Renee Clark has a color palette app. It's a little pricey, but would make choosing colors a lot easier, and so I'm thinking about getting that, and that would be helpful. Would also be helpful if I swatched like my gelatos and stuff, because a lot of that would be the type of stuff I'd want to use in the background. That owl looks rather angry. His feathers certainly look ruffled. I like that, where they're catching the stars. That's cool. Alrighty. I just realized I did all this and I didn't have one of my lights on. Hopefully y'all were able to see okay. It is bright enough, I think, in here at this time of day that it was no big whoop. Alright, so Sunday, we are going to do either all or part of a picture. I bravely color in this, and it is still in progress. I was hoping we could get through the whole picture during the color and chat on Saturday. However, with the ongoing tendonitis in my right arm and the fact that I'm going to be using pencil, I have a feeling that I might just be showing the watercolor portion and maybe a little bit of the pencil work Sunday, and then maybe the next color and chat, or no, it won't be Tuesday, but the next color and chat or next weekend, I'll show the rest of it, just because I want to give myself plenty of time for the pencil so I don't aggravate my arm again, because I don't know what aggravated it to begin with. I still haven't been able to figure that out. So the only idea I have is that I was using a Theracane on my back, and I usually use it daily, hadn't used it in a while, and I might have just aggravated the nerves in my back, which thus irritated all the nerves on my arm. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, now for the next few months with flip throughs, I will probably be dipping into my collection some, trying to get ones that I haven't done on video. yet. I do need to update this playlist name to say 2022. I'll try to do that today. If it says 2022, then just disregard it. But I know there's a new release on May 17th. The newest book from Camilla D'Erico, the one being sold on Amazon, is supposed to be mailed out. So that will be Tuesday, right? So if I actually get that Tuesday, then we'll do a new release flip through that day. So look forward to that. And I don't think there's any other pre-orders coming this month. There might be a couple Kaneko Agusas next month. I have to look. And I need to make sure they're not reprints of something I already have. But there's a couple books I'm kind of waiting on to get. I know Joshua Dunbar and Alexander Franzese are about to release, I think, a new book from each of them. I'm not sure if it's this month or next month. I do want to get that. There was one other, and I lost it. I can't remember which one it was. But really, past that point, I'm kind of going to go on a no-buy for the next few months. I know, I say this all the time, but I really mean it this time. Between wanting to do this donation fundraiser and saving up for my big trip next month with my brother, I just want to make sure there aren't any surprises that come up that I may, I want to make sure I'm not getting dangerously low in my checking account. So probably going to go on a no-buy for a couple months. If I do run out of a coloring supply, of course, if I consider it a refill, I will get it. However, if it's a birthday present or if I get money towards a birthday present, I already have about 100. I am eyeing the Faber-Castell pastel pencils. I can't remember what they're actually called. Kind of eyeing those, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, my point being is that over the next few months, with the exception of some pre-orders and then a few books that I already know I'm going to get when they come out, because there's always a new release of something you didn't know was coming and you were like, okay, I got to get this right now. So with the exception of maybe 4 more books that aren't pre-orders, I'll give myself $4. Most of the flip throughs the next few months will be getting in my collection. So as always, you can look at my collection on Google Docs, and if you want to see a flip through of something in particular that's not on that list, go ahead and leave it in the comments and I will move that up to the front of the line. That would be helpful as well, because then I know what you guys specifically want to see. Alright, enough babbling. Hope you guys have a good start to the weekend, and I will be back Sunday with my color and chat where we're putting the watercolor layer on that page in the cat coloring book. So, thanks guys, and bye for now.